Hello dear students. Today this is the second lecture of our very first chapter in OCM, right? In the previous lecture we have understood the concept of economic and non-economic activity and what is the difference between economic and non-economic activity, right? Now going further in the first chapter, our next topic is types of economic activity, right? That what are the types of economic activity, and mainly there are three types, right? That is business, profession and employment, right? These are the three, because these three activities, they are what they are involving the monetary return while giving a service or providing a goods. Okay, then meaning of business, characteristics of business, right? These three kind of activity that we are going to learn in this that the types of economic activity, and in that I have covered a very first, that is the concept of business, that what is business is all about, what is the definition of business and what are the characteristics of business, right? And then from the next lecture we are going to start about that profession and employment, right? So starting with the types of economic activity, as I said, there are mainly three types of economic activity. First is business, right? Now what is business? That it can be seen everywhere, right? That a shopkeeper, that particular stationery shopkeeper or whoever, right? They are the one who are they are called as what they are called as the particular having a self-employed person, that is business, right? And in business mainly two activities that are involved, that is purchase and production. What do you mean by purchase? Okay, suppose for an example, if I'm starting a ready-made garment shop, right? So what I will be doing, I'm not involving in any kind of production process. What I'm doing, I'm going to purchase the ready-made clothes from the other person, put it into my shop, and I'm going to sell. That is called as what? That is called as a purchase business. Production, that means okay, by employing the factors of production, four factors of production, right? That I will be purchasing land, I will be employing manpower, I will be using machinery, right? And I am doing what? I am doing the production, right? That is called as a business. Second one is profession. Profession, that means service of whom? Service of doctors, lawyer and CA, right? What they are doing, they are not the professional person, why the specific degree that will be obtained by them, and they are going to practice. That if you are going to doctor, you are going to what? You are going to give them the fees, right? Lawyer, again you are going to give them the fees, and CA, again you are going to give them the fees, right? So that is called as what? It is called as a profession, right? They are the specialized knowledge and specialized skilled person. Then third one is employment, and employment, that means what? Employment, that means job, right? That many of the people, so take an example of myself, that I am a teacher, right? I'm working under whom? I'm working under the Divine Public School Navsari, right? So what I'm doing, I am involving in the third type of economic activity, that is employment, right? I'm giving the service to whom? To the Divine Public School, and in return I am getting my salary. So the salary, that is what? That is the monetary return, that is the monetary consideration that I am getting in return of what? In return of whatever the service that I am giving to them. Okay, right? So there are three type of activity: business, profession, employment. In today's lecture we are going to understand the concept of business, that what is the meaning of business and what are the characteristics of business, right? So proceeding further, meaning of business. See, the business, this word, that is what? That is derived from the English word, that is busy. That means that is to remain active or to be active continuously. See, when you start a business, right? When you start a business, you need to be, that continuous activity will be there. You will be what? You will be remaining busy in your on all your activities. I have given you the example that suppose what I'm starting a ready-made garment shop, and I'm doing, I'm going to purchase from the someone. Now I need to be continuously looking after from which sources I am going to get at a cheaper rate, right? What the that from which source I'm going to get the clothes at a cheaper rate, so that my margin of profit, that is going to increase, right? I'm purchasing the particular clothes from, suppose for an example, Mumbai, and that particular costing me around 10,000, right? All around that in a bulk, right? But I'm going to what? I'm going to sell those clothes on the higher amount, so and so only I'm going to earn profit. Getting my point? Because profit it is what? It is the monetary return. It is the monetary consideration of what? Monetary consideration or economic gain of the business, right? So it requires what? It requires a great effort about what? Effort about to, continuously studying the market. Okay, by yes, from these sources I'm going to get what I'm going to get at the cheaper rate of clothes, and in then at what place I'm going to establish my shop so that my profit margin or my sale that is going to increase, right? See, this business, that means what? That continuously busy in what? In the whatever the activities that you are going to continue, right? And it is what? It is concerned with what? It is concerned with the profit. See, it is a type of a economic activity, and when I say economic activity, that means that there must be the economic return or monetary return will be there. So here the monetary return is what? Monetary return is profit, right? That profit is the only thing. Okay, suppose for an example, I'm purchasing, as I said, I'm purchasing from the that particular supplier of 10,000 rupees of clothes, and I'm selling it, and I'm earning what? I'm earning 15,000. So 5,000 is what? 5,000 is my profit, right? And from that profit I will come to know, okay, yes, my business is successful or not. So we can say that profit is what? Profit is the particular measurement of what? Measurement of that having that success of a business, to measure, okay, yes, whether the business is success or not. Okay, right? But sometimes loss will be there. It is not necessary by everyone who are starting their business, everyone who are starting that particular, that business activity, they are going to get profit only. But when we understood the definition, or when we understood the concept of that business, right, or the economic activity, the only thing that we are going to consider is what? The only thing we are going to consider is the economic return, that is economic gain, right? So here the economic gain of business is profit. So we only talk about what? We only talk about profit, right? And sometimes loss will always be there, because see, it is what it is. We can say that, the profit and loss, they are the two sides of a same coin, right? Okay, there will be a risk. Okay, I'm starting a business, but it is not necessary that every time I'm going to get profit, every time I'm going to get that particular monetary return, right? Because loss will be there, right? Suppose I'm purchasing from the particular supplier in the 10,000 rupees of clothes, but suddenly I'm seeing the change in the demand of the consumer. I'm not able to, that convince the consumer that these are the best thing that will suit you and everything. But so that is what, okay, yeah, I'm not getting what? I'm not getting the customer in return. So obviously that stock is going to remain with me, and someday, at some in the future period of time, it will become outdated. So those clothes, they are not going to what? They are not going to help me out. So what I will be doing? I am getting a loss, right? Okay, someone is involving in a production process, someone is doing a production, okay, by suppose purchasing a raw material like that, that whatever the furniture that you guys are using, right? And that furniture, at some time, it was a raw material, that is tree, that, right? Now it has been converted into what? It has been converted into furniture. That is a production process. But is it necessary that each and every that producer of the furniture, they are going to get economic return, they are going to get profit? It is not necessary, right? So with this production, whether it is a purchase, the profit, it is the only one thing which can what? Which can measure the success of what? Which can measure the success of the business. Okay, right? Now, definition of business, right? See, simple definition: business means any legal economic activity with the motive of profit, right? Simple definition, that any business or any economic activity that has been carried out for what? For the purpose of profit, that is called as what? That is called as a business, right? See, legal activity, right? Not the illegal one. We are going to what? We are going to consider only legal activity, and that is also the economic activity. And what will be the return? Return is about profit. See, here in the definition, there is no word that has been mentioned like loss, right? Simple, as we say, that because each and every person, they are going to start with what? They are going to start with the motive of profit, and profit is at the center of the business, right? They are going to what? They are going to earn profit anyhow, because if they are not going to earn profit, then it will not be possible them to continue the activity of the business. From where they are going to get the finance? Okay, suppose for an example, okay, I am having what you see, that accountancy lecture that has been there, right? That capital, the word capital. If I'm starting a business, then I will be needing what? I will be needing that capital, right? Now capital, I'm investing something, but then return must be there. That means the profit, it must be there. If profit is not there, and I'm investing money in the business, more investing capital I'm bringing back and back, so ultimately what, that is going to what, that is going to increase, and ultimately the that a state of insolvency it will be there. That means a business that is going to be shut down if profit is not there, right? So simple definition of business, it means what? Business means any legal economic activity with the motive of what? With the motive of profit. Okay, right? Going ahead, characteristics of economics, characteristics of business, right? That is the one of the type of the economic activity. First is objective of profit. As I said, right, that business, it starts with the goal of what? With the goal, with the objective of what? With the objective of the profit, right? Objective, that means a target, right? Okay, suppose for an example, we have set a goal, okay, yes, I want to take admission in that 11 commerce, or I want to achieve that 80% or 70 to 80%. That is your objective, that is your goal, right? So what is the objective of business? That is the objective of profit, right? Profit is essential, profit is necessary for what purpose? To continue the business. If profit is not there, that means no any economic return that will be there, no economic gain from the business. Then what is the, that point of stretching or that continue the business? If they are suffering a loss only, they are not getting in return, right? They are not doing a service, right? If it is the motive of service, then that is the completely different concept. That will become what? That will become a non-economic activity. Okay, so this thing, that is profit, is what? Profit is going to be necessary, profit is essential, for what? For the continuance of the business, right? And what is profit? That selling price must be greater than what? Must be greater than the cost price. Okay, suppose for an example, okay, yes, the cell phone that you guys are using, right? Now it is the particular production process that manufacturing will be there, okay, some parts, the motherboard and that battery and everything that will be assembled, and then it will come to the market, right? And then the price will be fixed, right? So cost price, it must be lower than what? It must be lower than the selling price, right? Selling price, that means by the price at the product sold, and cost price, that means by the price at the product that has been made, with the help of what? With the help of four factors of production, namely land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. Okay, getting my point? So profit, that means what? Okay, by selling price, it must be higher than the cost price, then and then only profit will be there. Okay, I'm purchasing something in 10 rupees and I'm selling it on 15 rupees, or as I say, okay, by the production price or the cost price of a particular cell phone is 8,000, I'm selling it into the 10,000, then 2,000, that is what? That is the margin of the profit. Okay, is it clear? Right? And in the absence of profit, there is no possibility of business. If no economic return, no economic gain will be there, then there is no, that question, there is no point of stretching the business. Okay, yes, yeah, we are not having a law, we are not having what? We are not having that particular thing. Okay, yes, profit is not there, not, we are not getting any kind of monetary consideration, so there is no purpose of what? A purpose of continuing the business, right? See, generally when we start a business, right, there are, that during the initial stage we need to what? We need to have that patience. Patience is required for what purpose? Okay, suppose for an example, see, generally what people say, right, see, that 1000 days that you need to what? You need to give to your business, then the next day, that is 1001, that day will be yours. That means that after 3 years you are going to get start return, or the highest return from the business. That means you can wait up to 3 years, right? But if no profit is there, no return that you are getting, then what? Then you need to what? You need to shut down your business, because there is no possibility of the business that they are going to survive after 3 years. Getting my point? Right? And the efficiency of business, that means, as I said, that profit can be what? It can be used as the measurement tool for what? For the business, right? So that whether it is business is efficient enough to survive in the market, or the company is able to survive in the market, what will be there? Profit will be measured, that whether the business is going to what? Business is going to get success or not. Getting my point? Right? That is why this is the important one. The profit is what? Profit is the barometer of business. It's a spelling mistake is there, not or, it is of, that is of. Okay, right? So it is what, that is a parameter. Okay, yeah, it is a one of the tool, measurement tool. For what purpose? For measuring the success of business. Okay, suppose I am getting profit from the last 3 years, then I am a successful businessman and my business is success. If I'm incurring a loss, then my business is what is, my business is in total loss. Right? Is it clear? Okay, so first is objective of profit. Second, exchange of goods and services. See, this exchange of goods and services, they are what, they are the essential thing, right? Okay, suppose for an example, okay, whatever the thing that we are doing right now, right? I am a employee at the DPSN, that is Divine Public School Navsari. You guys are what? You guys are the students, right? So what is the exchange? That is exchanging of service. Whatever the knowledge I am having, that what I am imparting in you guys, right? It is a what? It is a service. It is the intangible thing, right? That what we are doing right now. Okay, right? So that exchange, it must be there. Same way, when it comes to manufacturing, when it comes to production, right, that there must be what, there must be exchange of goods and service will be there, right? Okay, some production of mobile phone, it will be there, production of furniture, it will be there. Then it will send to what, it will send to the market. For what purpose? For selling purpose, right? That means the customer, they are going to what, they are going to fulfill their need by purchasing the goods or services, right? And in return, what they are going to give, they are going to give the money. See, as I said, that money is at the center right now. Before, in the ancient times, people, they were what, they were using the barter system, right? That exchange of goods and service in return of a goods and a service, right? Okay, suppose I want to purchase a cell phone, then there must be what, there must be, the other person must be having some goods which he wants, right? That means that what, yeah, that barter system was there. But now that money, it is a universally accepted thing, right? See, yeah, currency, it will be different, that we have Indian rupee, America have dollar, that Canada have that Canadian dollar. So same way, this thing is what, that yes, money, it is what, it is a universal thing. So exchange of goods and services, it is going to take place, whether it is a purchase activity or whether it is a production activity, right? Okay, by manufacturing they are doing it, or by purchasing it. Okay, right? And it can be in the form of what, it can be in the form of physical, that is goods, right? And services, they are in form of what, they are in the form of invisible or intangible, right? Intangible, that means that is invisible, we cannot see it, we cannot touch it, but we can feel it, right? Suppose you are traveling from Navsari to Mumbai, to Navsari to Pune, Navsari to that Surat or whatever, right? And you are what, you are purchasing a bus ticket, you are purchasing a rail ticket. So what, you are consuming the service, you are consuming the service, you are not the owner of that thing, right? The electricity that you guys are using, see, these are the electronic product, like air conditioner, fan, the tube light and everything, these are the electrical product, right? But how they are going to work? With the service of what? With the service of that electricity service provider, that is DGVCL. Getting my point, right? And you cannot touch that service, do you? No. If you are going to touch it, then it will be first and the last time. You can touch this particular electronic product, but the service that are providing, that is not there. But whatever the service that you are consuming from the DGVCL, from the electricity company provider, right? What you guys are doing, you guys are paying what, you guys are paying bill for that. Some charge will be there, right? That is come every month or a 2 month. Okay, right? Then risk and uncertainty. See, when we talk about business, there will be many risks that are involved, right? Like the change in a preference, the taste and the preferences of the consumer, that demand is going to change, market that is going to what, that is going to be crashed. Or take an example of lockdown right now, right? That it is a lockdown, so the what, that essential goods and services, that are only what, that are in demand, but luxurious goods like purchasing of a car, air conditioner, everything, that are what, that has been there, okay, by no particular, that fix, okay, by when this lockdown is going to open, and when the demand of those air conditioner and everything, that is going to be increased, right? So what is that? That is a risk, that is the uncertainty. That means, okay, by there is a what, there is a possibility of getting no return. That means, okay, whatever the investment that I am doing, okay, suppose for example I am investing 5 lakh rupees, but future is uncertain, right? Okay, but yes, my business has been started during that particular period of time, I have incurred loss, I have lost my goods, then return is uncertain, right? It is not fixed, okay, but yes, I have invested 5 lakh rupees, so I am going to get 5 lakh in return. It is not necessary, it is not fixed, Okay, right? So what kind of risk that particular, that business they are going to have, that is fire, accident, strike of employees, riot, robbery, etc., right? These are the all man-made risks, right? Like the consumer, they change their taste and they change their preferences, right? So that product that is will be what, that will be outdated, right? Fire, right? Accident, strike of employees, that no production will be there. Riot, that means by suppose for example that communal riots, it will be there, like Hindu, Muslim and everything, right? Robbery, it will be there. Theft, it will be there. So ultimately what, these are the particular man-made risks, and this risk that will be what, that will be bad only by whom, only by the businessman, right? Okay, suppose I'm, as I said, okay, if I want to start a garment shop, I'm doing it, but then suddenly the fire that has been caught up, right? Or what are the accident, that means कि भाई that I'm transporting my goods from Mumbai to Navsari, and in the meanwhile that particular by railway or roadways, accident that can take place, right? That whatever the that, strike of employees, it will be mostly involving in the production company or a manufacturing industrial sector, right? Not into the purchasing one. Okay, riot, robbery, anything that can happen, that these are the particular man-made risks. Now what are the natural risks, like tsunami, earthquake, storm, etc., right? See, this thing that that COVID-19, it is also one kind of natural risk, right? Because it is not in our hand, right? What we are doing, we are stopping that particular virus from spreading out by what, by the way of lockdown. So obviously some business, they have what, they have got success, like pharmaceutical business and this daily essential business, right? But apart from that, the luxurious thing that has been what, that those business that has been vanished from the last 1 month, there is no any kind of single quantity that has been sold out by them. So anything they are going to get in return, nothing. So what is that? That is a risk. And risk is the element or the important element of what, important element of business, right? And whatever the risk that you are getting, and in return whatever you get, that is called as what, that is called as your profit. That is called as what, that is called as you get, that is your return on that particular thing, right? And uncertainty that is going to prevail in the what, in the business, as the returns, they are what, they are not fixed due to various risks, like by man-made risk or anything natural risk that is going to happen. So investment that has been up to 5 lakh rupees, but return that is what, that is less than 5 lakh, then it is called as what, it is called as a uncertainty, right? See, as I said na, right now whatever, if I'm going to start, I'm going to plan my business, right? That will be what, that will be in the consideration of future. But as future is uncertain, future is not fixed, so it is not necessary that whatever the money, whatever the amount that I am going to invest, in return I am going to get that particular amount, which can what, which can earn or which can generate profit. Okay, is it clear to everyone, right? That is what risk and uncertainty, it is going to be there. Risk, that means man-made risk and natural risk, that, right? That is the business risk. And uncertainty, that means what, by return they are not fixed. Whatever the investment that has been done by the businessman, it is not necessary that they are going to get that equal amount in return or more amount in return, it can be less also. So that is what, that is the uncertainty. And when uncertainty prevails, obviously there will be what, there will be element of risk, right? So a businessman taking up a risk, right? The businessman is what, businessman is taking up a risk, and in return whatever they are going to get, that is called as what, that is called as the economic return, and that is considered as the profit from the business, right? Is it clear? Okay, going ahead, next one, that is creation of utility. Now what is creation of utility? That is to provide what, to provide satisfaction to the consumer with the use of goods and services, right? Okay, suppose for an example, okay, customer, what they need, okay, they are in a need of a clothes, and I'm providing them by what, by exchanging goods and services. So ultimately I'm going to satisfy my need, I'm going to get that money in return, and customer, they are going to satisfy as why, because they are going to what, they are going to get clothes. Now also that exchange of service is there, that you guys need education and I need salary. So as a teacher I'm doing it, I'm working on it, right? And you guys are getting education, in return you are paying fees, and from those fees I'm going to get what, I'm going to get the salary, right? So that means what, that satisfaction among whom, among the consumer as well as the particular businessman, right? But the business, the center point is what, center point is consumer, that consumer need to get what, consumer need to get the particular satisfaction from the product that they are consuming, that is the goods that they are consuming, right? Mainly this creation of utility that take place in three ways. First is farm utility. Farm utility, that means get raw material, that will be what, that will be converted into the semi finished goods and finished goods, that is the final goods, which will be what, which will be directly consumed by whom, directly consumed by the customer or consumer, that is called as what, that is called as the farm utility, right? That businessmen, what they are going to do, they are going to convert the particular raw material into what, raw material into the finished goods, which can be what, which can be directly consumed by whom, which can be directly consumed by the customer, that is called as what, that is called as the farm utility, right? Now is it possible that you guys, you in the school, that you guys sit on what, you guys sit on bench, right? But suppose कि भाई there is no farm utility is there, that means no conversion, only we are going to cut down the trees and make you sit on that particular in the class, then are you going to get satisfaction? No. For that, what is necessary? That is farm utility, that is conversion. Conversion of what? The tree, it was the raw material, then it was converted with the human effort. With whom? With the human effort, and it is converted into what? It is converted into the bench. So that what? So that you can use directly. Right? You are going to sit, you are going to study, you are going to do the time pass on the bench, writing something, right? Getting my point? So farm utility, that means what, that conversion of raw material into the finished goods with the help of human effort, that is called as what, that is called as the farm utility, which can be what, which can be directly satisfy the need of the consumer. Then second is place utility, that means कि भाई goods, they will be what, they will be transported from producers or manufacturers place to the customers place, that is from the market, that is in the market selling, right? Okay, by as I said, I am going to start the garment shop, so what I am going to do, I am going to purchase from the producer. Okay, but yes, I need this much of a cloth and I'm getting it at the what, I'm getting it to your doorstep, right? Get the retailers, that whoever you are purchasing pen or you are purchasing clothes from the particular shop, so who are they are the particular doing what, they are the doing at the place utility, right? Okay, they are what, they are transferring the goods from producer, that is from manufacturer's place, to the selling place, that is in the market, right? And then time utility. Time utility, that means with the help of what, with the help of go down in a storage, right? They are going to what, they are going to store the particular goods, they are going to make stock out of that, and as and when required by the customer, or as and when it is demanded, they are going to what, they are going to supply in the market, right? Getting my point? Okay, I suppose that the next season, that will be monsoon, so that rain suits and that umbrellas, there what, the production process, that is going to continue for what, for the 12 months in a year, but it will be stored and it will be supplied in the market as and when it is required or desired by the customer, right? See the definition that you will get from what, you will get from the textbook. I have only mentioned the points here, right? That is form utility, place utility, and time utility. Okay, right? Is it clear? Then next is, it is what, it is a continuance of activity. See, transactions are carried out regularly and continuously in business, right? Okay, it is not like that. Okay, suppose for an example, okay, I have purchased the clothes, then I have what, I have stopped selling it for the some time, and then again I am starting, then it is not called as a business. Getting my point? It is a continuous activity, that if the businessman is involved in a production process, then production must be going on a continuous basis, right? That purchase and selling, that it is what, it is going to be there on the end activity of the business, right? Purchasing raw material, converting into the finished goods and selling in the market, whatever the money that they are getting from the market, they are going to reinvest into the production cycle. Again, they are going to purchase raw material from those finance, they are going to produce it, they are going to sell it, right? So it is a continuous thing, right? Okay, suppose the architecture, right, the architect, that particular what, he has built up a house, then he stays in that particular house for some years and then selling it, though he is getting a higher amount of price, but that is not the business, that is not the business, right? Why? Because it is what, it is not a purposefully act that has been done, or it is not a continuous activity in the business, right? Get architect, the one builder who is building his house for his own purpose, right? And then he's staying in the house for say 5 to 7 years, and then he's selling it at the higher amount, but still he is not getting any kind of profit. That return, that is not considered as the profit, and it is not what, it is not considered as the business. It is not the business. Getting my point, right? So business is what? Business is a continuous activity. Same builder, same architect, what he is doing, he is designing, he is building, right? One apartment, second one, third one, fourth one, and continuously he is involving, or he is involving in that, constructing a building, selling it, constructing a building, selling it, whatever the return he is getting from, right? So business is what? Business is a continuous activity. And they does what they does, any businessman, they does the purchase, that particular purchase and a sale of a commodity, that is goods or a service, right, on a continuous basis, and with the objective of what? With the objective of profit. So business is what? Business is a continuous activity that is going to carry out from whom? From the businessman, right? That means there should not be gap between the transaction, right? If I am purchasing a cell phone, then I am selling it. I am purchasing a laptop, then I am selling it, right? But this is not what, this is not the bulk activity that I am doing. That is not my profession, that is not my business, right? So it, whatever the amount, though you are going to get higher amount of price, but still it is not considered as what? Still it is not considered as business, still it is not considered as the profit. Okay, right? Then going ahead, 6, that is requirement of money. See, capital, that is going to be required at the beginning of the business, right? Then the flow of money, it must be there, right? Because payment of salary, it need to be there, right? Purchasing a raw material, it will be there. Then whatever the stock maintenance, it will be there. The repairing, it will be there. Everything, for each and every purpose, you are going to require what? You are going to require the finance, you are going to require the money. So it is considered as what? Is the considered as the, that blood circulation, right? Or that blood in the what? Blood in the human body, right? Without blood circulation, or without blood, the body is going to get the paralyzed, right? So same way, any business, they need what? They need money at the every activity of business, right? Okay, they are going to purchase raw materials, so for that they are going to require money. If they want to construct a manufacturing unit, that is building, they need to what? They need to construct, then also they are going to need what? Then also they are going to need that particular amount of money. So requirement of money is what? Requirement of money will always be there. Okay, right? And seventh one, it is an economic activity. As I said, it is economic activity, right? Without economic activity, that is what, without any kind of getting return or economic gain, profit, it will not be considered as the economic activity. Profit is what? Profit is the ultimate tool, the ultimate we can say that ultimate way of getting what? Of getting the success of the business, right? And earnings, that are what? That are considered as the profit, and the return, whatever they are going to get, that is called as what? That is called as a profit. And that is why it is considered as what? Business is considered as the economic activity. Okay, is it clear? Right? So that's it for today. In the next lecture, we are going to see the particular objectives of business and what are the risks that a business is going to face. Okay, right? Any doubt, please, you can message or you can call me personally. You need to make notes from this PPT, from this video, and you need to prepare a separate notebook. Okay, right? Fine. Goodbye, take care.